Hello guys, welcome back to Wednesday's iFIXit class. So today we're going to be taking apart and clearing out an Xbox One. So this is the release model. I believe these came out in 2014. I know this one was manufactured and bought in 2014 because it belongs to my little brother. Knows that it's been randomly turning itself off, possibly from overheating, so I'm just going to be taking a look inside. So just bear with me and let's get this thing taken to pieces. So from what I remember of these consoles, most of it is quite easy to take apart. I don't know if you guys remember of the PlayStation 4. It was just a complete pain in the backside. So many screws, so many things to worry about. As you can see, it's already quite dusty. I'll deal with that in a second. Yeah, let's get right into it. Now, as you saw what I did there, I just pulled off this cover here, so that will sit on here like that. And then this little black piece, this is just the button for the sync button, will just slide out as well. And now, everything should just unclip. So just bear with me. This takes a bit of elbow grease, but it will eventually come apart. So I'm just unclipping all the clips that hold this together. There's quite a few, I don't know how many in total, but they go around the whole perimeter of this. So just keep going, keep at them, and make sure you don't let them click back together. Just gonna make sure there's no questions. Just keep going. So as you can see, this is quite a dusty console. It's alright, that's what we're here to fix. It should just lift right off. Yeah. So do be careful because the front panel, the power button and the eject button are still connected. So just gently take that off. So lift up that blue tab, pull back on the connector, and it should just pull right out, just like that. And there we have it. That's the Xbox nearly taken apart to a box. So, we've got to get all these screws out. Let's take the speaker off as it's just clipped in. It just plugs in. So this does the turning on chimes, the little beeps. I believe this is the Wi-Fi card and the controller Bluetooth card, so it handles both. Could be wrong, but it does look like there's two modules on there. So right, let's get all these black screws out, and let's take this Wi-Fi card off as well. So again, keep the screws in order. So it should just unclip. From the motherboard. There we are, just like that. Screws out. I'm just going to take off this dust around the sides here. Any questions? Nope, we're all good. Alright, keep going. This to come off. There's a bit of a Christmas tree in here. This should just lift right up. Hopefully this is attached, which it isn't. Perfect, so that casing comes off. And now we're left with what is the Xbox One. So there's quite a lot of space inside of here. I'm not sure as to why Microsoft made this decision, but I guess that's why they released a Slim, because they figured, oh, we can actually make this a lot more compact. So let's get the hard drive out. So this is a 500GB Western Digital, reliable drive. They're not really going anywhere. I believe the PlayStation uses, oh, I forget the name, but they're not as high quality as the Western Digital ones. Doesn't look too clogged up, but these air intakes definitely do. So I mean, let's give all of that clear. And we don't know what the thermal paste looks like yet, so let's not speak too soon. These things are built just like the Xbox 360s, just with a few extra steps. So these front panels were always connected onto the front with a connector. And they always just used to come right out. Obviously different shapes, but you know, very similar design. Seems like this fan is just clipped on. Let's see if I can unclip this. Let's get a CD drive out as well. In that case. It's actually a Blu-ray drive. Sorry. So get that take that out, put that aside. It's very dusty. Just a lot of dust sitting on top. Anyway, let's take it apart more. So we'll take out all these silver screws and then these 4 black screws. That should give us more access. So with the Xbox 360, they had, I mean, even this console now, they had what was called the X clamp. So under here is a metal clamp that holds down the heatsink. It doesn't necessarily use screws. And what people used to do in the Xbox 360s, when they got the red ring of death, which was quite common for the 360s back in the day, they used to replace the X clamp with 4 separate bolts and washers. And they did that thinking, oh, if we put more pressure on the chip, obviously it will make better contact with the heatsink and it will stop it from overheating. But what they didn't know was that by adding that extra pressure to the board, the thing that actually killed the Xbox 360s and gave it the red ring of death was, over time with heat, the board warped, which would kick off, which would break the connections underneath the CPU and GPU and give you the red ring of death. So that's why the washer fix used to fix them, because what it did was it would clamp the CPU and the GPU back onto the motherboard. But it also did was added extra stress around other parts of the board, because if you place, I should use this blue tack as an example. If you place pressure in one part, what will tend to happen is, if it's in the middle of something, the sides will lift up, because that's a lot of pressure. And that's what happened. The board started failing in different places that they couldn't really, find out. And then ultimately killed their systems. Which is quite unfortunate, but they thought they were doing the right thing, so you can't fault them. But Microsoft put the X clamp in their consoles for a reason, and people just completely disregarded them, which is quite funny. Just missed a screw here. So if a console manufacturer designs the heat cooling system, odds are they've done a lot more testing beforehand. And if they thought that the X clamp wasn't good enough, then yes, they would have used nuts. Sorry, the dust is getting to me. Yes, they would have used nuts and washers to sort that out, but they saw that it was adding extra pressure and they knew, let's not do that. And look, they've went back to exactly the same design, so they knew it worked. So these things aren't too difficult to undo, but they're not exactly joyful to get undone either. So let's see if I can get it done without slipping. The best way to do it is to get this is going to sound a bit crazy, but you get a kitchen knife. So I'm going to grab it now. Preferably one with a pointy-ish edge, not like a sharp knife, just like standard. You'd use it with your dinner knife. Have it bend, and you stick it underneath, and you just twist upwards like that, and it will come right off. So, this piece feels a bit old. There we have it. are. Like the core now. So let's get this cleaned up. It's quite old stuff. I believe this is the stuff. I don't know. I think I replaced this at one point. I just don't remember. I mean, regardless, it's useless now. Thank you, Ben. I hope France is doing nicely. Get some nice sandwiches, I'd suggest. So, sorry if you can hear that, I'm just blowing this dust out. Find some toilet paper. Probably this. I don't know, Ben, how have I managed to make this video so unbelievably interesting? So I'm just wiping off all the old thermal pastes on these things. Shouldn't be too difficult. Right, let's just clean off the dye. Yeah, not too fast about what's around it because that stuff doesn't need to be cooled. Here it is. The one-man team, the chip that does it all. Nice and old now, but still living up in 2020. These consoles came out in 2013, so they're doing quite well for their age, you know? Cut them some slack. let me just get some new thermal paste back on there. I'm using some Arctic MX4, really good quality stuff. And yeah. Got a nice healthy amount on there. You don't want to drown it, but you also don't want to, you know, not give it enough. I like to just spread it out. Microsoft really went overkill on these heat sinks on these machines. And yes, the console did come out to be bigger, but you know, if you look at a release model PlayStation 4 and you look at a release model Xbox One, odds are when you turn that PlayStation on, it's going to sound like a jet about to take off. And these things still manage to stay silent. So I think that's all the credit it needs. You know, it's just time. So let's make sure I get this on the right way, which is this way. Let's plug the fan back in. Let's turn it back over. Let's get the X clamp back on. There we go. So a lot easier to get on than they are to take off. Perfect. Just make sure it's making contact. And it is. So make sure the clips are on. And let's get it back together. So while putting it back together, I'm just going to make sure that I clear out all the dust I can, and just make sure it's a, you know, happy Xbox. So just use your finger. Get it back in its housing. It's nice and safe. So once you get this back together, just try to hold it by the heatsink and gently as well. You don't want to put your hands everywhere on here. Risk causing any damage. Take this fan off. I'm not sure how. You know what? I think it's alright. I'm bending this board a bit too much for my liking doing this, so I'm just going to leave it. Let's get it all back together. going. Extra space. Let's get these undersides back in. Screws all back in. I mean, if you look at this in comparison to the PS4 that we took down and tore down the other day, this is just so much easier, man. There's so much space inside. Everything is removable down to the speaker, and it's just like so nice to just work in. I know that sounds marginally weird to say, but you know, when you do this a lot, it's nice to have some things once in a while that are just pleasant to disassemble, and this is one of those things. You know, yeah, it didn't get the praise that Microsoft wanted. Yeah, the PS4 did a lot better, but you know, quality over quantity. And even the Xbox One Slim, the Xbox One S, they're all built the same, just quality. I've opened up all of them, and you know, it's just easy to work on, easy to disassemble, easy to fault find. They're not riddled with screws. You know, small screws that are easily lost. I mean, I think I counted the screws inside of the PlayStation 4, and I hit about 50 screws altogether. I think I've taken a maximum of 13 screws out of this, and them all being, you know, colour, the same, you know, different colours, so I know which ones go where. Let's not do that. So the colour coded, so I know, you know, these ones are silver, they go on the bottom. I know that. The top casings just come off with, what was it, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 screws. And you're into the most important internals, which is the disk drive and the hard drive. You know, it's just pleasant. Just make sure there's no comments. So I'm just going to put all these screws back in, make sure they're nice and tight. desktop panel back on. Yeah. Get these bottom screws back in, which are also nicely marked. Actually, no. So let's get these top things back on. Including the Wi-Fi card. Actually, one minute. I've forgotten how to put it back together already. Let's get it in here. Let's take this back out. I've done that wrong. So we'll get the Xbox back in the box. Make sure it's all in place. Which it looks like it is. Let's get the speaker back in. Let's get 2 screws in so we can make sure it's nice and stable. See, the thing is, I'm getting confused because I'm thinking there's more screws, but there's not. It's just that simple. I did it again. I forgot to put the screw back here. The screw goes over here. Get that one in again before I forget. Again. Get the Wi-Fi card back on for the last time. Let's get these screws in. Just bear with me, just gonna screw these screws back down. Just takes a while. Just make sure I'm still live, make sure everything's okay, yep. Get this all important Wi-Fi connector connected again. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. that's it. Now the rest just clicks back together. Isn't that amazing? If only Sony took advantage of this. Make sure everything lines up. Just click it together. Front panel first before I clip down the rest of it, because this is just makes it a bit easier. There we go. Now I can put this on top, hopefully. So I think putting this top panel was probably the hardest part of this whole reassembly, and I'm quite happy to say that. Slide this little bit back on, make sure it clicks, throw this back on, and done. Alright, well, thank you very much guys for watching. That is how you disassemble your Xbox One, clean out all the dust. Hope you all have a good day. Bye bye.
Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed watching, please remember to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Follow me on Instagram at Lucas_Lane_1. Follow Soapbox at Soapbox Islington. And as always, have a great day. Bye now.